Ilia Topuria says he's back. What you think about that?
He better be, because I'm supposed to fight him in June on the White House card.
Uh-oh.
That's who I'm fighting.
Oh, that's who you want.
That's who I have to have. That's why I fought for this thing. White House in June, let's go.
What's next?
Ilia Topuria on the White House. Has to be. Has to be. No other option.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Walking out of the Oval Office into the cage, wearing the flag.
Entertaining.
I think we're gonna main event it. I think we'll be the main event.
Boom.
Let's go. Once in a lifetime.
I'm totally guessing, throwing shit against the wall right now.
Yeah. Universe.
But I mean, what else?
You know what I think will probably happen? You know what I think will probably happen?
We'll see it.
I think there'll be co-headline. You'll be one of them, so that they can say, like, the man who's never had a bad fight, definitely here. So that's a draw.
Yeah.
And then they put whatever else on there. So I think co-main event. I think for sure.
Co-main. Who's main?
I don't know. I think it'll be a huge. I think it'll be big name thing.
McGregor's been tossed around.
Ilia Topuria didn't just win the featherweight title, he psychologically erased a legend, turning Alexander Volkanovski's silence into a primal roar of total domination. Volka's never asked for a rematch, a chilling truth that shatters the narrative of mere debated stoppage, and elevates Tapuria's victory from a fight to a profound act of legacy destruction. This wasn't just about reclaiming a belt, it was about destroying an era, proving that knockout was the start of something far grander, not a fluke. Tapuria isn't just returning, he's a force destined to conquer, and the lightweight division is merely his next obstacle.
Yeah, I know it's past the time, but name-wise, I think that is.
If it's McGregor, then McGregor's going to fight me, and we'll be main event anyway.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, never had a bad fight. Okay.
Yeah, it would be if Ilia didn't come back, they would strip him. I'd become the undisputed, and then McGregor gets to fight whoever he wants. So I guess that would be an option.
About a rematch with Volk. But the one thing that we have to acknowledge as fans is Volk's never asked for a rematch. Volk's got nothing to do at 45 that anybody wants to see. This is all pretend. We're pretending. But we would like to see him go up to 55. That would be interesting if Volk, much like he challenged Islam, challenged Ilia. I digress. I'm sharing Volk's.
The whispers are becoming a deafening roar. Ilia Topuria is back, and his sights are set not just on the featherweight crown, but on an audacious lightweight challenge. He declared he's ready for Justin Gaethje in June, eyeing a monumental White House event that promises to redefine fight spectacle. This isn't just ambition, it's a non-negotiable demand for the biggest stage, the highest stakes, immediately upon his return. Tapuria isn't waiting his turn, he's forcing the issue, challenging the very hierarchy of the sport, with unmatched bravado.
But that win brings into question that they'd only completed one round, and that round was won by Volk. So many of us are going to say, well, did you really clean up?
Imagine the scene, walking out of the Oval Office, draped in the flag, stepping into the cage for a main event fight. This isn't mere speculation, it's the audacious vision for Tapuria's next move, a spectacle so grand it would undoubtedly main event any card, possibly even involving names like Conor McGregor. Such an event would transcend typical MMA, blending politics and sport into an unprecedented global phenomenon. This isn't just about a fight, it's about a coronation on the grandest stage imaginable, a bold statement designed to captivate the world.
He'd just been knocked out by... But we lose the right to have that discussion and not just crown Ilia the greatest 45-pounder ever. We lose that right when the principal, who's Volk, never said, I want to try that again. It's relevant. It's very relevant to the story. If everybody just sat down and goes, this is the best guy, we don't have a debate. We got nothing to fight about.
The initial debate around Tapuria's win over Volkanovski, that single round, that debated stoppage, isn't a crack in Ilia's armor. Instead, it's the unforgiving anvil upon which a true champion forges an ironclad legacy. This isn't about a belt, it's about destroying the lingering doubt, annihilating the notion that his triumph was anything less than definitive. Each lingering question about that fight fuels Tapuria's fire, solidifying his reign and proving his knockout wasn't an anomaly, but the brutal psychological start of a new, terrifying era.
Volk is the greatest of all time, which, by the way, I heard on TV 1 week ago, and I came on this channel and I repeated 1 week ago. Do I have the right to say that? After Ilia stomped him out. in decisive fashion inside of 8 minutes. Shouldn't I say that Ilia is the greatest 45-pounder of all time?
Volkanovski's silence since his devastating loss isn't a footnote in history. It's a primal roar of Tapuria's total domination, a testament to a champion who doesn't just win, but shatters an opponent's will, making them never want to fight again. This isn't about a simple rematch. It's about a psychological scar so deep that even the former king avoids the thought of confronting it. That cold, hard truth, forged in the octagon, transcends the featherweight division, speaking volumes about Tapuria's ruthless effectiveness.
We have to beat guys' records or beat more guys than Jose Aldo. Who cares? What difference does it make? Shouldn't we say that Ilia is the greatest 45-pounder of all time? Because we don't. We say it about the guy that Ilia shut off in less than 8 minutes. Fair enough. All right, we're at 155. What do we have to do to say that Ilia is the greatest 155-pounder of all time?
Tapuria's warrior spirit isn't confined to 45 pounds. He isn't just returning to reclaim one belt, he's back to collect another, eyeing the lightweight division as his next conquest. This audacious jump isn't driven by convenience or circumstance, but by an insatiable hunger for absolute dominance across multiple weight classes. He sees the lightweight throne not as a dream, but as a stolen inheritance he is determined to reclaim, making it clear his reign will not be limited to a single division.
Currently go to Khabib, and I do know that I hear some hardcore, some older guys say BJ Penn. So I think in a discussion, I think Khabib's gonna win that because after all, it's just a popularity. It's a vote.
Here's the brutal truth. If the principal Alexander Volkanovski never says, "I want to try that again," we lose the right to debate Ilia Topuria's claim as the greatest 145-pounder ever. History isn't built over years. It's violently rewritten in one decisive moment. Tapuria didn't just win. He erased a legend, creating a psychological scar so profound that the former king now questions his very desire to fight again. This unforgiving, relentless spirit defines Tapuria's ascent, demanding an undisputed crown.
So what is it that Khabib did that Ilia's got to do? And I don't think that's just title defenses, by the way. I think it's the way you win. I think it's the dominance. And can Ilia, and this is a very relevant question that I'm about to ask you. Can Ilia be the GOAT operating in the same time, the same era as Islam if those two never meet? As impressive as what Ilia has done,
A true champion leaves more than a loss on a record. They leave a deep psychological scar, making the former king question his very desire to step into the fire again. This unforgiving, relentless spirit defines Tapuria across any division he enters. He isn't just returning to win, he's coming to reclaim his absolute apex, to solidify his reign as an undisputed force who breaks wills, not just records. This isn't the beginning of a title defense, it's the expansion of an empire.
say Islam's done the same thing. And wouldn't you be forced to say that? Ilia's had one match at 155 pounds, and he won the world title. Islam's had one match at welterweight, and he won the title.
Forget merely fighting for belts. Ilia Topuria is hunting ghosts. You think winning one fight makes you the greatest? No. To truly sit atop Khabib's lightweight mountain, you don't just beat the man, you erase the very memory of his reign. This isn't about stats or records. It's about the cold, hard psychological warfare you wage, the undeniable target you become. Can Tapuria carry that impossible weight, that burden of absolute dominance? He's not just claiming a belt, he's claiming a legacy.
Keeps going. He's a two-division champion. How does Ilia surpass him? And there's a way, right? First off, Islam has a loss. What do you want to do? Everybody, right? It's one of those things. What do you want to do with that? You want to hold that against him? You want to act like that doesn't speak to his greatness as opposed to him getting caught in one moment? Or what do you want to do? But eventually you're going to be...
What defines a GOAT at 55 pounds? It's not a popularity contest, nor is it merely accumulating title defenses. True greatness is the undeniable aura you project, forged in blood. It's not just who you beat, it's how you break them, the terror left in your wake. Ilia Topuria isn't chasing a second belt to match legends. He's out to redefine absolute dominance across 2 divisions. A feat so rare, so audacious, it demands you burn his intent into your very brain.
You also do have the timeline that Ilia came to that weight class calling out Islam. Islam publicly said no to that fight and went to 170. That statement right there cost me a relationship with Islam Makhachev, by the way. I don't think I've ever told you guys that story. Islam does not like that I make that statement, but that statement is 100% the way it happened.
Here's the brutal question Ilia Topuria faces. Can you truly be the king of an era when another undeniable force, Islam Makhachev, still stands in the shadows unchallenged by you? This isn't about reclaiming a belt, it's about taking the throne. Contenders win belts. Champions run divisions. If Tapuria wants to be etched into history, to prove he's more than a momentary king, he cannot just operate, he must dominate and then demand to face every single doubt, every single rival.
Of 155. Now, he was looking at 170. He wanted to leave the weight class, but he didn't. He was the champion. And Ilia relinquished, moved to the division.
The path to immortality in this sport demands you walk through fire and face the monster. It's not just about title defenses, but the manner in which you win, the sheer terrifying dominance you project. Can Ilia truly be considered the GOAT if he operates in the same era as Islam, yet they never meet? As impressive as his achievements are, a belt remains a hollow trophy if the true apex predator of your era still breathes, unchallenged, in the same division.
Was going to have to fight and beat Islam. And that is exactly what Ilia tried to do. He went to the media, he worked very hard, he put a finger in Islam's chest, to the point—
You just heard it.
Dominance isn't just winning gold, it's about eliminating every single doubt. Silencing the one man who could ever question your reign. Ilia Topuria isn't just reclaiming lightweight, he's actively hunting Islam Makhachev, understanding that until he stands over the undisputed king, he remains a contender, not a champion. An undefeated record, like Islam's, isn't just stats, it's a psychological weapon, an unblemished confidence that has never tasted doubt, an invincibility that separates the pretenders from the undeniable.
Respond. And Khabib said, we're not going to fight him. We're not going to fight him because he's not a 55-pounder. He has to do something, and then we will fight him. He has to do something with somebody. Get a ranking somewhere, and then we'll fight you. But right now, you're not in the rankings. Fair enough. This was their position. But if we have nothing else, right, if time goes by and these guys never touch one another, we are going to have to default back to that. That one guy tried to do it and was willing. And
how does Ilia Topuria surpass an unbreakable force like Islam Makhachev? Islam has one loss, a chink in his armor that separates him from the pure unblemished confidence of Tapuria's current record. Forget the number of losses for casuals. What truly separates these titans is the unbroken spirit that stares down the boogeyman, calls his name in his own division, and then watches him flinch. Tapuria isn't just calling, he's coming to claim what he believes is his, leaving zero doubt in his wake.
To fight you, we're forced to. We can't deny these things. So what would Ilia have to do? And I don't think it's as simple as go, okay, he's got to beat Sarukian, and he's got to defeat Gaethje, and he's got to handle this business with Paddy the Baddy. And at that point, he's the greatest ever. I don't know that it works like that. Like, there's a time period, there's a longevity, there's an adversity that you have to deal with. There's an adversity that he's dealing with right now, and he's working his way through. It's a very interesting pick. Ilia for greatest of all time. But there is going to have to be some time. We're talking about years, and they'll go very quickly, but we're talking about—
The timeline reveals a critical moment. Ilia Topuria, blazing with lightweight ambition, tried to cut the line, calling out Islam Makhachev. Islam publicly said no, opting instead to move to 170. This wasn't just a missed fight, it was a declaration of war, a non-negotiable challenge that forced the champion's hand. That clip isn't just bravado, it's the cold hard truth of championship intent, showing Tapuria wasn't waiting for an opening, he was hunting, demanding a confrontation with the absolute king.
Or he could go to 170, beat Islam, and close the book on this whole thing right now. But isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? We don't call Ilia the greatest 45-pounder of all time, but we do give that distinction to a guy that Ilia shut off. So we talk about to be the greatest of all time, he's got to have this longevity, he's got to fight 5 more guys, and he's got to deal with all these things. Well, or he could just go beat Islam right now. Do you agree? Do you agree with me?
Most contenders dream of the belt. Ilia Topuria dreams of taking it by force from whoever sits on the throne. He walked into that lightweight Shark Tank, eyeball to eyeball, with Islam, and made it clear he wasn't there for a participation trophy. He was there to earn that shot to conquer the absolute best. This isn't just ambition, it's the raw, unadulterated fire of a true champion, the relentless drive that makes men legend, the ultimate expression of a warrior spirit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That fight.
Ilia's bold attempt to jump the line was met with a stark reality. The king, specifically Khabib, told him he wasn't ranked, not yet. Desire alone wouldn't buy him a title shot. But this rejection, this cold shoulder from the lightweight elite didn't deter Ilia, it forged him. He's not just back, he's here to reclaim that lightweight belt, fueled by the memory of being told to earn it. This wasn't a setback, it was the ultimate motivation, sharpening his already formidable resolve. Before Ilia Topuria even held a featherweight belt, he stood toe-to-toe with the media, demanding a shot at Islam Makhachev and the lightweight crown. That wasn't just talk, it was the undeniable roar of a warrior whose vision transcended weight classes. When Khabib essentially said, "Earn it," Ilia responded by obliterating the entire featherweight division. Burn this into your brain. A predator with that audacity, who tried to snatch lightweight gold before his current reign, doesn't forget that ambition. That initial declaration of war, Ilia's attempt to claim the lightweight belt prematurely, means he's not just returning, he's coming to finish what he started. He isn't earning that lightweight belt, he's taking it back as a stolen inheritance. Forget rankings, the octagon demands absolute conviction. It's not about who won't fight you, it's about the warrior who roars. You will fight me, and I will reclaim what's mine. Ilia Topuria isn't returning for a chance, he's returning for his crown. You're obsessed with the scroll of a resume, with 6 rings, with longevity. You think that's how you measure greatness? You're missing the DMN point. Ilia Topuria isn't coming back to simply reclaim a belt. He's coming back to stare down Islam Makhachev, not for another title, but for an undisputed declaration you won't find on any stat sheet. It's not about a career, it's about a coronation, an undeniable truth forged in the inferno of ultimate challenge. We don't call Ilia Topuria the greatest 45-pounder of all time, yet we give that distinction to the guy Ilia shut off in less than 8 minutes. This reveals a critical flaw in how we define GOAT status. Forget fighting 5 more guys or building a long championship reign, or he could simply go beat Islam Makhachev right now, right here, and shut the book on this entire debate. This isn't about longevity, it's about a single decisive moment that redefines an entire era. The difference between a contender and a legend is stark. A contender plays the long game, carefully planning their ascent. A champion, however, looks at the biggest monster in the room and says, "I'll take him now." That is Tapuria's fight IQ, his warrior spirit, the brutal reality of how you burn your own history and rewrite it, right here, right now. This isn't about a career, it's a coronation, an undeniable truth forged in the inferno of ultimate challenge.